Well, I have my own personal story. Was born with a twin sister. Her name was Shannon, and we were both premature. And I was a little bit heavier than she was, but she was born very sick, and my mom had to take her in and out of the hospital. And actually, a couple of months after she was born, she was in the hospital and she caught pneumonia. So water filled her lungs, and she just really became very sick. And from that point on, it was a battle back and forth. And there were so many medical bills. My parents almost went bankrupt trying to pay the medical bills, and it was just a really difficult time in their lives and in my life. And I really wanted to highlight this because I remember my mom telling me a story where one night she came in to check on my sister, and it was at night, and she just wanted to see how she was doing. But my sister was still, and she was cold to her touch. She picked up her baby, and my sister was dead, and she had to call the hospital and the ambulance, and watch them carry away my sister, like one of her first children, and I remember not too long after that, I was a young child, and I was probably 2 to 3 years old, and she was trying to figure out a way to tell me what happened. How can I tell my son, that this tragedy had happened? And one thing that she told me was, she sat me down, and she said, your sister went to heaven now. And in my naivety and youngness, I just ran around the room, I was shouting, I was like, yeah, she went to heaven. I was so excited. And you think that you're a child and you're just kind of like, you don't know what's going on. But I asked my mom, can I go too? And she said, yeah, you can go too. And the answer of a child kind of just summarized, how we can deal with suffering. We don't have to look at it as this dark thing. There's no pain that can't be overcome. It's temporary. All of it's temporary. And I think that's the key to suffering well, is to just really be like a child. When Jesus says you should have the attitude of a child, I think that's what he means. It's like, just trust your dad. Whatever you're going through, just trust me and everything will be okay. It's temporary, and you don't have to go through this forever.